It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Portland as the Trailblazers go up against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. Somebody we'll be keeping an eye on tonight, Hassan Whiteside. He has revitalized his NBA career the last few seasons and is now arguably one of the more dominant bigs in the league, at least on the defensive end.
He reminds me of a good friend of me and Kenny's. Kenny's probably going to disagree with this, but he reminds me of Dikembe Mutombo. He led the league in blocks per game.
Are you serious?
Ridiculously efficient on offense because all he does is dunk. But on the defensive end, no, Ernie.
That's pretty good there, Shaq. That's pretty good.
No. K. Wong makes it suits. But I tell you, that's the guy who makes the K suits. All right, but I think he could be a little bit more dynamic on the offensive end. And if he does that, that could take him to SLN. You know what SLN is, right?
Shaq like numbers.
No question.
Yeah, and Mutombo, when he used to see your suit, what would he say?
Is that K. Wong suit? No, Dikembe.
Is that a Wong you're wearing?
No, this is not. This is a very. This is actually my man out of Chicago, Phenom.
Lamar?
Phenom. Reggie.
Phenomenal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a Reggie suit. This is a Reggie suit, man. Look at this suit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Reg, I'm shouting you out. Nice suit, baby. Look at it.
Kevin Harlan, what are you wearing?
The lights of downtown reflecting off the Willamette River in this terrific look at the picturesque city of Portland. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It's the Miami Heat and the Portland Trailblazers. And, of course, they're still without C.J. McCollum.
Yeah, I hear you, Kevin. But really, it's an issue for both teams with regard to the injury situation. So it's a matter of which team can rise up and show the fortitude necessary to play through those injuries and still come out on top.
This is where you have that deep roster and ask for the next man to stand up. Opportunity for someone to step in and shine.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Heat coach Eric Spoelstra has worked his way up from the bottom, and he's still one of the most driven people you'll meet. He said, "I hate this quality, but I can go to dark levels when we lose. I'm inconsolable. Then I get this crazy, intense focus, desperate not to be embarrassed again. That dark spot is what I tap into. Creativity comes from there." Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That effort permeates through the entire team. Bring you look up and down both these rosters, and these are incredible athletes on both sides.
So we expect, Kevin, that we're going to get some great highlight plays out in transition here, and you're going to see the court shrink up a little bit for some of the offensive players.
How about the most athletic guy you ever faced?
John Barry? No, I'm kidding, Kevin. I'm kidding.
You like that answer, though, yeah. If he's listening, I'm sure he is.
No, he doesn't.
Jordan, LeBron, who?
Most athletic player I ever faced was Kobe Bryant in his prime.
I like that answer. All right, let's hit the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Heat, Luke Babbitt is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Dragic. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Waiters in at the 2-guard spot. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Whiteside. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic.
You can't allow Whiteside to get the basketball inside the paint like that. He is lights out from that close.
And Lillard kicks to Aminu. Back to Lillard. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Down low, here's Dragic. Here's Whiteside. That one goes. Count it.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
that they did, and he's the one guy on D you can't leave alone, or he's going to get to the bucket over and over. Just torched him there.
Here's Lillard. Hassan Whiteside made his last pass, and the shot goes in.
And you can see one thing about Lillard, he does not need much time or space to get a quality shot off.
Dragic dishes to Babbitt. Passes to Waiters. Five on the clock. Harkless with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Oh, the jam by Harkless.
How was that for a quick possession?
He did not hesitate one bit. Great explosion.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. And Miami has possession after the Trailblazers pick up 2. And Waiters kicks to Babbitt. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Dragic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Waiters. 6 points for Hassan Whiteside.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And it's Lillard missing.
You can't fault him for taking the open look, guys. Just didn't go in for him. But, you know, he'll look to shoot that one again.
Harkless with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Crab kicks to Nurkic. Aminu. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And it's Johnson penetrating. Rebound by Nurkic.
Well, the defense ready for him there in prevent mode, making sure that he didn't get a clean look at that layup.
Inside, here's Crab, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Crab's got his first points of the night.
More and more, Damian Lillard becoming that dangerous playmaker. Does a great job there finding the open man.
Outside, Dragic. Down low. Looking for Waiters and gets it there. And the shot goes in. Waiters got his first points in this one.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Well, even a dentist would tell you that's a sweet move for that lay-in. And yeah, you got to love his tenacity.
Now, here's Aminu. Coming off a solid outing against Indiana. Johnson in the corner. Kicks it to Babbitt. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Trailblazers have gone 50% from the field to this point. 4 of 8. Lillard against Dragic. Lillard outside. Clock at 6. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
There's the improving mid-range game of Lillard. Just another way he can beat you.
The dish to Waiters. Pass to Babbitt. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Buries the long-range jumper. Dragic has got his first 3 points of the game. Portland trailing here. Well, one thing, Brent, with Dion Waiters is that when he is on, he is red hot. He's one of those players who will get single-digit points for a few weeks, then just explode for 25 or 30 points out of the blue.
Well, that sounds nice, Kevin, but most coaches are seeking consistency, and he's really not had that in the early stages of his career so far. So still trying to figure out his role, but he does bail out his team every now and again with those kind of scoring binges.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. So Dragic will go to the free throw line. It's on Damian Lillard. The Heat shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
That one misses for Dragic.
Well, Dragic is very good with the basketball, but it seems like he's even better after he gets pressured. He does not dribble himself all that often into situations he can't find his way out of, either with the bounce or with the pass.
Now here's Lillard. A 26-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
Well, that's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
Trailblazers trail by 5. And with Dragic and his lack of turnovers, Brent, it's one of the reasons why he can play both guard positions with ease.
Well, I like how he can be aggressive, yet still play under control. That's when he's at his best. When the floor opens up and the Dragon has some space, he can light you on fire.
Agreed.
You really have to guard against his smarts. Knows every angle.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Hard to believe that Hassan Whiteside wasn't even in the NBA a few seasons ago, Brent. Took some time off, but what a find he has been since coming back into the league.
Well, it's been nice to see him re-engage and maybe turn around his attitude and work ethic and maybe wanting this at his size. You have to give credit to Whiteside for not giving up on himself and putting some of that work in to become the player he is right now.
And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Trailblazers.
And the long-range game, a staple for them offensively. It's clear they embrace the value of that extra point, and spacing the floor, something they look to do every time they're on the court.
The Heat with the lead. Outside Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Lillard. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
He kicks it to Aminu. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
When you see Nurkic out there, as skilled as he is, still the thing that baffles you is his size. A legit 7-footer. He weighs 280, depending on what he had for dinner. But he's got great skill, and they're still exploring it in Denver.
And that one misses. And thinking about Nurkic and his size, Brent, he definitely doesn't fit the spot-up Euro big man profile we've seen.
No, he's one of those guys who enjoys the contact, and anytime he can get it, he'll be in there. Can spot up with the jump shot if he needs that. He likes to throw his weight around on the inside, and he does. He makes the most of his size.
And the second free throw, good. Dragic with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Utah.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Trailblazers trail by 3. And here is Crabbe. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
And here we go. And Lillard throws it down.
Well, that's an exclamation point right there. Lillard is a natural-born finisher.
Dragic the pass to Johnson. Now the feed to Whiteside. Babbitt kicks to Waiters. 5 to shoot. The Heat need to get a shot off. Here's Whiteside. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just clanged it.
It's Nurkic, top of the key. Poked loose. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Here's Crabbe. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. For Miami, they've gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Here's Waiters. Portland grabs the miss. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, offensively, they got all the momentum behind them, got the D on the ropes, and they just kept throwing haymakers.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Now a timeout called by Miami. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Myers-Leonard, he's checked in for Nurkic. Turner comes in for Harkless. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Allen Crabbe. And it's Napier in for Lillard. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Johnson outside. Pass to Reed. Over to the left wing. Here's McRoberts. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Well, the defense seems content to let McRoberts just pull up on that mid-range shot, but his stroke from that range is looking good.
Here's Connaughton. He dishes it to Napier. Here's Connaughton. On deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. While we got a moment, let's now show you the teams that have led the NBA in blocks during the past month. The Heat third.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
Here's Johnson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 3-point Miami lead.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
Well, if he was wearing a badge, it'd be one of courage. He rose up and actually took that shot. Well, he could not have been any more wide open, guys. Wow, I bet he nails that shot next time he gets a clean look.
Magruder, that's good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
The odd fact for the Heat, they have a lot of left-handed players on their roster, Brent, enough to field a complete lineup. In fact, of softball. They did so last season.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome to watch, and I'm just not sure how it is the guys play backwards, Kevin, as a right-handed player.
And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Richardson, no luck.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it can get ugly. Everyone wants to show up on the highlight reel, but not for blowing the alley-oop.
Now, here is Reed, following the shot by Ed Davis. McRoberts, the pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up on the wing. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the line for him here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
First free throw is good.
Well, the Blazers have retooled their roster over the last season, but you have to be impressed with the job that they've done to remain competitive.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. And, Brett, you look at the Blazers staying relevant. Who do you give the most credit to? Front office, coaching staff, or the players?
Well, I always think of that, Kevin, in terms of when you win a basketball game, usually it's not just one player. So for Portland and the foundation of what they've built, the general manager, certainly Terry Stotts in the system, and the guys accepting their role all deserve a bit of credit for what they're going to be moving forward.
The Heat shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. So the Heat, their last game, a win against the Jazz in Salt Lake City.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
Oh, and they also took a few jabs, too. But as prolific as their offense was, there was no way they were going to be outscored in that one.
Here's Johnson after Ed Davis's score. Johnson outside. Over to the left wing. 5 to shoot. And that one comes up a bit short. Trailblazers trail by 7. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Turner. And there's Myers Leonard on the assist by Turner. Leonard's got his first basket of the night.
Well, he can be a good finisher at times in the paint. Leonard with the size and length to do more of this.
Johnson outside. Reed a screen. Johnson kicks to Reed. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Reed's got his first bucket in this one.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Here's Turner. No good on that last second attempt there. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat out front. They finish off the first quarter on a 12-4 run. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
Well, that's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
Well, they've carved out a nice little advantage here, really by dictating the pace early on.
They've got Napier. Myers Leonard is out there with Aminu. Then it's Turner. And it's Connaughton in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Now, here's Aminu. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Napier dishes to Turner. The pass to Napier. And a miss there on the triple. Miami leading by 7. To the middle, here's Magruder. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, you can never underestimate just how important depth is for a team, Brent. These are the games where you really start to see which teams have the strongest, sturdiest benches.
You also have to commend, Kevin, coaches that have a deep team and are willing to call upon those guys, and to see them step in and perform right away, it tells a lot about those coaches and what they've been doing during their practice time to establish that confidence and get results immediately.
And he knocks down the first one.
I know there are a lot of parts still coming together for the Blazers, but it seems like they may have found something with the pairing of Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. What a great backcourt.
The Heat making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in. He's off on the second. When you look at the combination of Lillard and McCollum, offensively, they are explosive.
Well, I don't think any coach has a problem with having too much scoring or playmaking, especially from the guard position. The question for the Portland Trailblazers, as they continue to mature and gain experience, is how good and how committed will they be on the defensive end of the floor.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Now here's Johnson after the miss from Evan Turner. Johnson outside. To the paint. He's looking for Richardson and finds him. Misses the baby hook. Trailblazers trail by 10. Stripped it away. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. And And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
The Heat have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line. And that one falls for Johnson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Myers Leonard. Reese Harkless comes in for Evan Turner. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Napier. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And for the Heat last season, they seem to have a very defensive approach to how it is that they wanted to play. Challenged every shot, did well on their rotations, and they definitely limited their opponent's scoring by slowing down the pace of the game. Yeah, a crafty pass inside gets them that nice look.
The Heat leading by 9. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Feeds it to Waiters. Good ball movement here by Miami. Babbitt passes to Waiters. Tries from 16 and stolen by Crabb. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the 10th pick in the draft can sometimes be a diamond in the rough. You remember Paul Pierce went to the Celtics many years ago with the 10th pick, and Justice Winslow fell to the Heat with the 10th pick a couple of years ago. From day one, Winslow has proven to be on the elite side of defenders in the league. Eric Spoelstra told us he plays with a veteran poise, but also with a youthful intensity, particularly on the defensive end. Kevin, he's been a great fit in Miami.
He just makes winning plays, D.A. Thank you. Goran Dragic is checked in for Johnson. Crabb dishes to Lillard. Puts it up from 12, and it's Dragic with the rebound.
Well, you could tell he kind of rushed the release there, which is probably the biggest reason why he clanked that one off the rim.
Passes it to Whiteside. Dishes to Waiters. And stolen by Crabb. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. And he finished it off with a layup. Crabb's got his second basket of the game.
Well, maybe not a top-tier athlete, but Crabb is capable of racing into position on the break.
Outside Dragic. Here's Babbitt. It's deflected. Looking to get back on track here. Here's Crabb. Harkless kicks to Aminu. Bucket is good. Aminu's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Miami leading by 5. Kicks it to Babbitt. Outside a screen. The dish to Dragic. Miami no good on that time either.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
That happens sometimes. The ball just does not go down. But I'll tell you what, he'll take that shot every time.
To the middle. Here's Waiters. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Waiters got his second bucket of the night.
This is where Waiters can continue to improve his offensive game, draining the jumper with a hand in his face.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now here's Dragic. 7 points in the game. They set the pick. He feeds it to Johnson. Takes it from 10. Count the basket. And the Heat lead by 7. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Crabb kicks to Lillard. Back to Crabb. Down low. It's tipped and stolen by Whiteside. Johnson outside. Three-pointer. Goes back up. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. The Heat have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet. And it's on Whiteside, signing a max contract to return to the Miami Heat this summer. What a dramatic change of fortune for a player, Greg, who'd bounced around early in his career.
And how about it, Kevin? I think he may be the first player in history to jump from making the NBA minimum to the NBA maximum in one season. He's going to be making 30 times more than he did last year. And who wouldn't like that kind of a pay raise? Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Well, take your breather, but then come up with a game plan or a set that produces something high percentage. Let's get back on track.
Trailblazers trail by 10. Now Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Harkless. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, you want your guys to attack with confidence, but that's just a bad look.
And Lillard kicks to Crabbe. Back to Lillard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Goran Dragic. And you look back, and some players haven't really loved playing in the Northwest. You might include LaMarcus Aldridge in that category. But Damian Lillard certainly has embraced it.
Well, if it couldn't be Oakland for the hometown Warriors, Damian Lillard enjoying his time in the Pacific Northwest. He seems like one of those guys just not drawn to the bright lights and glitz and glamour of the league. He wants to get down to business and get to work. Plays with a chip on his shoulder coming out of Weber State. And he doesn't mind that small town atmosphere and those incredible fans the Blazers have had for years.
Free throw is good from Lillard.
Always a steady hand there at the free throw line.
Miami leading by 8. Outside Dragic. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. He kicks it to Whiteside. The feed to Waiters. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Clock at 6. Miami no good on that time either.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
And good defenders know it's about angles. Got great position and really bothered the release point.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Pass to Whiteside. He dishes it to Dragic. Back to Whiteside. A baseline J. That's good on the jump shot. Whiteside's got 5 points now this quarter.
Man, his shot on target, guys. They have the lead right now, primarily because of his effort.
Lillard, basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
And when he's in this kind of scoring rhythm, Lillard can make the toughest shots look easy.
Inside, here's Whiteside. Nurkic with the block. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That is his first foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Davis is checked in. And Miami with a change here, too. Reedy's checked in for Whiteside. Trailblazers trail by 6. Crabbe kicks to Lillard. And it's Miami with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
Well, if I had a calendar, I would have circled this one. But I love it when they get together. Last year, they split the 2 games between them, and I'll bet their battles are just as tightly contested this year.
And the shot goes in. Waiters got 6.
Sneaky quickness allowing Waiters to penetrate through the defense to get the strong finish.
It's stolen by Dragic. Puts it up. Some solid defense from Lillard. Trailblazers have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Here's Harkless. Here's Davis up and in on the layup.
Just dirty work on the offensive boards there. Rips it down and then tops it off with a strong putback.
Now here's Dragic. He has 7. Waiters with the ball. And the dunk by Reed.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Turner comes in for Maurice Harkless. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Crabb. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Damian Lillard. Now here's Turner, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Napier. Here's Leonard. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Myers Leonard drafted out of Illinois. You saw a young, bouncy 7'1" big man, and everyone had him penciled in at the center position. He's proven to be much more comfortable playing on the perimeter as a stretch big, and his three-point shooting, when confident, is a great weapon.
Well, free throw drops for Leonard. And you look at that release of Myers Leonard, a little methodical, not exactly a textbook motion, but Brent, it goes in.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. If a center's guarding you, there's going to be plenty of space and time for you to load up from the three-point line. More than half of his shots coming from three-point range.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. And so he hits both.
One of the better free throw shooting bigs in the NBA. The challenge for Leonard as he develops is to try to get to the line a few more times.
Here's Magruder. He has 6. Johnson down low. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. 9-point game. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a 3-point play. Well, you look around the NBA, so much turnover in the coaching ranks. I think I read that since the end, Brent, of the 2012-13 season, only about 6 or 7 coaches have remained with the same team. It's a tough, tough job.
It's a very difficult business, Kevin, and I think a lot of the younger ownership groups, and we've had a lot of ownership changeover as well,
you sure have,
are not willing to be as patient with the coaching staffs that they put in place, and that doesn't allow guys to develop in the same system over and over. I always think about DeMarcus Cousins in the first few years in Sacramento, seeing 5 or 6 different coaches for him and having to learn a new way to play each time a coach comes in and moving him around the system. It's very hard to find consistency, not only with a team, but with an individual player because of so much changeover.
You sometimes see more patience in other sports. That doesn't seem to be the case in the NBA.
And I think one of the reasons why in the NBA, Kevin, is, you know this, 2 or 3 guys can make the difference between a team that's not competitive and then all of a sudden flip the switch to becoming a playoff caliber team. So it has to do with the personnel. In the NBA, players can make all the difference.
Good point.
Well, because he's lefty, you have to say crafty. That's kind of written in the books, Kevin. But Josh McRoberts is that. Plays with a lot of energy and a great role player his entire career who gets out and sparks his teammates with his playmaking ability.
The Heat have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them. And he can't get the first one. And as for McRoberts, he is great in that energy off the bench role, Brent. He leaves everything out there on the floor.
Well, sometimes his emotions can get him a bit behind the 8 ball during a game, but you take the good with the bad. Overall, he's a very, very good passer, a reluctant shooter, but definitely a guy you want to play with who'll set you up for a good look.
Good on the second free throw. And when you think of the Blazers' history, Brent, this is a team with a somewhat star-crossed history when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, I remember in the early part of the 2000s, Kevin, how the Portland Trailblazers were the most feared team. There were championship aspirations at that time. But it's been 10 years now, and maybe some of that bad luck that's always surrounded Portland has worn off.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Davis. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Well, Ed Davis had a father who played in the NBA for 10 years. That does not mean that he did not work hard to get to this position. Bounced around early on in his career and buried in Memphis despite putting up good numbers when he had the chance. Nice to see him flourish in Portland.
That one misses. And the Blazers signing Davis for 3 years and $20 million going into last season. Brent, that was a great pickup.
Well, he's pretty stoked to be in Portland. The coach trusts him and the values of his game, and he's a good teammate. He also loves some good food, Kevin. He's like you. Portland certainly has that.
Miami leading by 9. Here's the floater. Reed misses. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Napier. But they'll get another chance. Here's Leonard, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Yeah, 76% from the line a season ago, and most would consider that to be a success.
Miami's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Richardson dishes to Johnson. Reed a screen. 1 second left, and the shot is good from Johnson. Johnson's got 8 points.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
And so we wrap up the first half. Heat lead by 8. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group. And that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the 2-point line as best as we can.
Yeah, those runouts get your guys going. Thanks a lot, Spo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They have an 8-point lead. And let's go to Shaq. What did you think of their first half?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin Harlan and crew. They are standing by courtside.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
There's got to be some consideration that double teams will be sent his way. Of course, that's going to leave someone else wide open.
Miami with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. On the floor for Miami, we've got Luke Babbitt. Dragic is out there with Dion Waiters. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Johnson in at the 3. Trailblazers trail by 10. Lillard outside. Out to the right wing. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And a look here at the shot chart.
And this is an overall excellent offensive performance for him. He's not afraid to take the tough shots. He's getting open, working within the flow of the offense. Heck, he's been the flow of this offense, and he's having a great night so far.
The Heat leading by 10. Rockets the pass to Waiters. Johnson outside. Whiteside kicks to Babbitt. Whiteside a screen. To the middle. Here's Johnson. And Harkless pulls it down.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Nurkic can't hit.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Yeah, just at the end there, you could see the shooter tighten up a little bit, losing a little focus, and that's all it takes.
Now, here's Whiteside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And for a few years now, the Heat have made a point to play at a very slow pace. Helps minimize possessions for both teams. And, Brent, if you look at the roster, it plays right to their strengths.
Yeah, something about the slower pace, I think, seems to help out their current mix of players. And, of course, over the past season and a half, their development with Whiteside down there in the middle, that could slow up what you try to do offensively. But, again, a staple for Eric Spoelstra and what the Heat do is defensively causing you all sorts of trouble in the half court before it is they attack you on the other end.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Well, you played all the backcourt positions, including shooting guard. Some have said the talent level at the 2 guard has fallen off a bit of late. Would you agree with that?
I think it's been an interesting shift, Kevin, in the NBA with regards to the scoring point guard and how much there are guards in our league who initiate offense not with the pass, but more with their ability to get to the rim, eventually get to the foul line, their ability to score the basketball and run pick and roll offenses. And with how quick teams are playing, there maybe are fewer opportunities for shooting guards to get the ball in positions where they can score.
But 2 guards have got to handle the ball. We're seeing that more and more, that versatility is important for teams.
No question about it. A lot of coaches are looking for complementary 2 guards or small forwards out there that can get to the right spots and then make the next play. After your point guard draws defense, can the next man on your team be just as effective with his pass, with his scoring? Then you got a combination that can do some damage. And certainly some credit to the Miami Heat coaching staff last year. Not many thought they'd be as strong as they were. A lot of questions about how the team would fare going into the season. And they surprised a lot of people in the media whose expectations were that Miami would fall off.
He doesn't get the second one. And for the Heat, a lot of questions they had were mostly because nobody had seen the core group play together.
Well, you imagine the year before with Whiteside's injury and Bosch being out that they didn't get many minutes together on the floor. So for their coaching staff, really incomplete grade as they weren't able to get their roster on the floor at the same time. Still last year showed incredible moxie, got deep into the playoffs, and are ready for another run.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Nobody near Nurkic. Drills the baseline jumper. Nurkic has got 11 points.
Yeah, no disparaging remarks with regards to his effort in this one. He's making everything, and he needs his teammates to step up to the plate to help him out.
Now here's Waiters. 9 points in the game so far. To the paint. Here's Whiteside. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. One thing that Coach Spoelstra doesn't get enough credit for is his attention on the defensive end, Brent. Rarely do you see a team he is in charge of struggle on that side of the ball.
think Spo has so many different
Take a
ways
break.
that he can deploy his defense
shots.
and gets very creative with the way he uses his active big guys out on screen and rolls. A great defensive mind in the game.
He misses the free throw.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
Nice stroke from the line by Whiteside. You know, he's only going to get better from there with some practice.
Trailblazers trail by 10. Now a timeout called by Portland.
Started.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
There might also be an opportunity here that he can exploit a mismatch. We'll see.
Now let's check out and highlight the best defenses in the NBA. The Heat third.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Offensive rebound. The lead now cut to single digits. Nurkic has got 13.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Lillard against Dragic. Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Crab kicks to Lillard. Rebound by the Heat. Whiteside's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Waiters gets a wide open look. The second effort. The shot misses. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Harkless dishes to Lillard. Nurkic a screen on Dragic. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. 15 points for Lillard.
Able to get to the paint at will, and a good finisher. Hard to stop Lillard from scoring anywhere.
Dragic the pass to Johnson. Down low. Here's Waiters, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. When you look at the Spurs, the Warriors, the Atlanta Hawks, these are offenses that teams want to be like.
Well, anytime that you move the basketball quickly and crisply, Kevin, you're going to move the defenses around, and as soon as those shifts happen, that's where great offenses take advantage of poor positional defense.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, Coach Terry Stotts was on the staff back in 2011 when the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA title. Before that, head coaching stints both in Atlanta and Milwaukee, just getting better and better, and you can see the way his teams respond to his coaching ability.
And he sinks the second. And Terry Stotts, a Coach of the Year candidate for the last few seasons, the head man up in Portland. You see a lot of coaching turnover in the league, but he's built some equity in Portland with the Blazers.
Well, not only did he have success with a team that a lot of people thought was going to be together for a long time, a radical shift in their player personnel you would think would take a coach out of their situation. It didn't. It actually reinforced how good a coach Terry Stotts is. And it'll be interesting to see how far he can push these guys with Lillard and McCollum in that backcourt.
Here's Waiters following the score by Damian Lillard. Just 4 to shoot. Miami no good on that time either.
And just imagine how much they'd be up by guys if his shot was going in.
Back to Harkless. They set the pick. And it's Amino in the corner. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Shoots. That one off the back iron and out. The Heat leading by 7. Here's Dragic. Soft touch off the glass. Dragic has got 9 points.
Awesome drive from Dragic there. Simply put it up and put it in.
And there's the pass to Nurkic. And it's blocked by Whiteside. From downtown. Offensive rebound Heat. Babbitt from long range. Cans it from downtown. Babbitt's got the lead up to 12 now for the Heat.
He's the last guy on this team that you want to leave alone. Great look.
And Lillard kicks to Harkless. Portland no good that time either. Miami's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Babbitt good. Babbitt's got 8 here in the quarter.
And that's what you need to do. When you're the bigger man, you have to punish the defender inside.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Now when you look back over the career of Dragic, and he's always been mindful to take smart shots, Brent, his offensive efficiency reflects that. And it's rare to see him get bullied into a bad shot.
Well, Dragic has had a great field goal percentage for a scoring combo guard his whole career. But you can imagine, Kevin, how much pressure there is to join a team like the Miami Heat. That can affect some of your confidence. We'll see if Dragic can reestablish that here.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Well, when your opponent keeps piling on like this, your only choice is to get together during a timeout and fix it.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Turner comes in for Maurice Harkless. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Alan Crabb. And it's Napier in for Lillard. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Miami. Josh Richardson comes in for Dion Waiters. Turner with the screen. To the inside, Leonard. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Turner's got 3 assists in the game. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Miami Heat is still relevant in the East. The team made some excellent roster moves to bring in new talent after losing LeBron James to Cleveland a couple of years ago. Coach Spoelstra said, how many teams, if you lose the best player in the game, can have a compelling team 13 months later? You know, Kevin, in Miami, they don't stay down for long.
Thank you, D.A. A championship caliber organization from the top down. Davis is checked in for Al Farouk Aminu. Napier dishes to Leonard. On target from 13 feet. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
Becoming dominant in the catch and shoot, Leonard has really polished up the mechanics on that jump shot.
And here's Richardson. He's got 6. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. Feeds to Richardson. Just 5 to shoot. Here's McRoberts. It's rebounded by Leonard. Trailblazers trail by 10. Down low. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And anytime you see a player 7'1" who can shoot threes, Brent, that's going to draw some attention. But for Myers Leonard, still some work to do. Where do you think he can get better?
Well, there are minutia parts of a center's game that Myers Leonard can be better at. Better screen setter, try to be more physical at times, getting a few more boards and increasing his impact defensively. That can be a building block for his team.
The free throw drops for Leonard. And he makes the first but misses the second. And a hot button topic in the NBA right now, intentional fouling. Brent, we've talked a little bit about it. What should the league do to take steps to cut down on the hack of player strategies that seem to be more in vogue now than ever before?
Of course, we always say just go up and make your free throws, big guys. But I think strategically there could be something done with the league, Kevin, that could make that rule very, very interesting. I've always thought that if the player as a center or whoever it is you're going to foul stays in the backcourt and never enters the possession, he can't be fouled. When he enters the front court, then you can foul him and put it at the free throw line. So what you're doing essentially, taking a poor free throw shooter and having to play 4-on-5 for a possession if you're willing to keep him on the floor. And from a strategy standpoint, I think it would make it very interesting.
Free throw drops for Goran Dragic.
And while Dragic doesn't get to the free throw line all that often, when he does, he's usually pretty good.
Out to the wing. Connaughton passes to Napier. And they pick up 2.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over him.
Very aggressive move. Sometimes that'll get swatted, but sometimes you convert.
Now here's Dragic. 12 points for him. Now Johnson. Passes it to Whiteside. It's Richardson on the wing. Shoots. Bank shot. No good. Trailblazers trail by 12. Here's Napier. Pass to Connaughton. Leonard with a screen on Richardson. Connaughton kicks to Leonard. Here's Napier. They get it back. He can't hit that time. The Heat leading by 12. Richardson for 3. Richardson missing again. Portland's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And it's Turner off the drive and taken away by Johnson. Now here's Dragic. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And again, it's the Heat missing. And for Portland, they're shooting 41% for the game. Ring shot on the way. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Heat call time here.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, I agree. A good timeout here if that's the case. No reason to waste precious seconds to get together.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations.
And plain and simple, they just don't have the three-point shot tonight. They'll need to keep taking them to keep the defense honest, but they can't expect it to be a major source of points the way they have been clanking it off the iron so far. Just a bad time to go cold from deep as a team.
The Heat leading by 10. Johnson with it. 8 points for him. Here is McRoberts. The shot will not fall. 80 that time from Leonard.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Golden State. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And checking out Portland, just a couple spots back.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, of all the storylines this young season, their success may be the most surprising. This was not a team that was expected to make this much of a splash.
There were some glimmers they'd be an improved team this season, but even so, I thought that improvement would come in small steps. Instead, one giant step for mankind. Lots of giant leaps forward for the ball club.
Here's Napier. He tries for 3. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Turner's got 4 assists in the game. Miami leading by 7. Johnson dishes to McRoberts. Reed a screen. Here's Richardson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. Richardson drops them both. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the third. And Turner kicks to Leonard. They get a hand on it. Now here's Richardson. T right on him. And another fast break for Portland. The Trailblazers running. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Trailblazers third.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
That free throw missing. And for a long time, the word on Ed Davis was that he had a center's game and a power forward's body. Brent, as he's added muscle, he's a pretty good fit in the middle.
Well, he can block shots and he can get some steals, and he's really upped his rebounding over the last few seasons. He gets it done on both ends, Kevin, and if you look at the numbers, he's one of the more effective centers in the league.
Second free throw, no good.
A 5-star recruit coming out of high school, Davis still trying to gain the consistency he needs to fulfill his potential.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
They're buckling down on defense. The key here, no more easy buckets, no more layups, has to be the mantra as they try to mount that comeback.
Here's Johnson after the Trailblazers pick up 2. To the paint, and that one is hammered home.
Sure, go ahead. Dare Josh McRoberts to dunk. He'll throw it down.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Davis with a screen on Johnson. Napier passes to Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Even though he's on the short side for a center, that vertical really evens things out.
Johnson kicks to McRoberts. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. McRoberts has got 7 points. Trailblazers trail by 11. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And here is Turner. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. 1 second left. Off on that one. Fell through 3/4 of play. Down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Heat out front. They lead by 13. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Just make simple passes. We got caught trying to make a great pass instead of the simple pass.
Great communicator. Terry Stotts always teaching and developing his guys.
And he likes that they're playing unselfishly, that they're willing to pass, but take some mustard off the hot dog.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Trailblazers trail by 13. We've got Allen Crabbe. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And Brent, one thing you have to like about Jusuf Nurkic is that he plays with some edge to his game. I remember a moment where he scored on a defender, felt they tried to flop, and then handed the ball to them as they laid on the ground.
I love the confidence that he shows. He's a space eater, and he clogs up the lane, and then sometimes he just shows you he's got deft touch and soft hands. So some untapped potential as he gets better.
Both good from the line that time. Miami with the ball. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Harkless. Pass to Magruder. To the inside. Johnson. Lillard with the block. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Aminu. Nails the wide open jump shot.
And we saw it there in transition, the end-to-end speed and explosive athleticism of Aminu.
Read a screen. Waiters dishes to Babbitt. Back to Waiters. And stolen by Cram. Now here's Harkless. Defense is right there. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Well, Allen Crabbe was a go-to scorer at Cal, but I remember a scout saying that he plays defense in a tuxedo. I'm not sure if that was meant as a compliment. Crabbe is making some major strides on the defensive end, though, and with continued minutes, we've seen continued confidence. A good 3-and-D type player who's still emerging.
Now here's Johnson. Shot clock at 3. Here's Magruder. No good again that time. Trailblazers trail by 6 to the middle. It's tipped. Here's Aminu. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Aminu's got 4 points this quarter. And Crabbe making more hustle plays, trying to earn his keep.
Well, you want to see where he's gotten better. Watch his feet. Defensively, dramatically improved in that area. So being a two-way player, that's an asset.
Now, here is Reed. Nurkic with the block.
Excellent defense by Nurkic on that play. He made sure that shot was not going anywhere near the rim. Well, this is familiar territory for him, scoring off the second chance opportunities.
Here's Crabbe. Back to Lillard. The tray. They grabbed their own miss.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
Count it. Good.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
I think he spotted an area on the floor to gain that separation and then let it fly with a quick release.
Well, a breakthrough year for Allen Crabbe a season ago. The best shooting of his career, Brent. Doubled his minutes per game.
Yeah, wondering if those minutes also doubled his confidence. He was a great shooter at Cal, and he's showing that confidence at the NBA level. He's good at coming off of screens. He reads the defender well and moves accordingly, and he's got a couple of guards that set him up well.
First free throw is good.
And not a guy who gets to the charity stripe a ton, but overall, Crabbe shoots a solid percentage from there.
Both free throws good from Crabbe. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Now here's Waiters. Dishes it to Dragic from outside the arc. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Here's Harkless. And that one, good.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Waiters. Kicks it to Whiteside. There's the dish to Dragic. He feeds it to Babbitt. Down low. And Waiters with the bucket on the assist by Babbitt.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Over in the corner, Harkless expanding his range. Babbitt grabs the board. Babbitt's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Yeah, those are the shots that you expect him to make. You've seen it before, and so far, just not on his A game tonight.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Trailblazers trail by 8. Lillard outside. Takes a three. But they get it back.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Dragic against Lillard. Dragic the pass to Whiteside. And stolen by Lillard. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. And it's Aminu in the corner. Here's Harkless. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
The free throw off from Harkless. Miami leading by 4. Here's Babbitt. The kick out to Dragic. The feed to Waiters. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. The Trailblazers have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And Lillard kicks to Crabbe. Screen by Nurkic to the middle. Here's Aminu, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Right side a screen. Dragic dishes to Babbitt. He kicks to Johnson. Portland grabs the miss. Harkless has got his 4th rebound in this one. And stolen by Whiteside. Up the floor. Goes!
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
That's how you draw it up. Each guy doing his part. Beautiful fast break.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after the Heat pick up 2. Here's Lillard. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Here's Babbitt. Here's Johnson. Johnson missing again.
Yeah, he's not hitting much of anything, but his team remains in front because of what they've done and how well they've been scoring.
No coverage that time. And that's now 20 points for Lillard.
Well, there's another way Lillard can beat you off the ball. Great timing on the catch and shoot.
Lillard against Dragic. And Waiters has it in the corner. Here's Babbitt. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Trailblazers trail by 5. Grab the pass to Lillard. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. Good work defensively by Whiteside. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the 4th. Waiters, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call, Portland the foul.
Still struggling to find some consistency as an offensive player, but Waiters does get to the free throw line a fair amount for a guy who shoots so many threes.
And he knocks down the first one.
I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Turner's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Trailblazers trail by 7, and Lillard kicks to Crabbe. Back to Lillard, shot off the screen. That one a little long.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Waiters dishes to Babbitt. And the pass to Dragic. The 10-footer doesn't go for him. Nice D from Lillard. Inside, here's Aminu. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Aminu's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, certainly an attitude change at halftime after sort of wandering around in the first. He's kicked it into gear here for the second frame.
Now here's Johnson. Back to Waiters. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, he is an offensive threat, and Waiters can draw a ton of shooting fouls when he's aggressive.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
Free throw, good. Waiters. And both free throws good for Waiters. Trailblazers trail by 7. Lillard with it, now guarded by Dragic. Aminu misses.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it.
Now here's Johnson. Turner with the steal. Inside, here's Aminu. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Aminu's got 10 points here in the second half. Here's Waiters. Miami no good on that time either. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Crabbe kicks to Lillard. Miami grabs the miss. Now here's Waiters. He's guarded by Crabbe. The alley-oop layup, very well done.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Here's Lillard after the made shot from Goran Dragic. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
Clutch bucket by Nurkic on that possession. They needed that one.
Well, Heat leading by 5. Dragic with it. They set the screen. He dishes it to Johnson. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic to the right side. Back to Aminu. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And here is Waiters. Johnson in the corner. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. Feeds it to Dragic. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And Miami making a change here. Richardson's checked in. Trailblazers trail by 7. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Dishes it to Aminu. That's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And here they go. Tries to keep it alive. Back to Dragic. From past the arc. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
Really nice to see Dragic explore that aspect of his game. The catch-and-shoot J is simply deadly.
Passes it to Crabbe. Screen by Nurkic. Turner dishes to Lillard. Portland no good that time either.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, his confidence really nowhere to be found right now, and he's lost all rhythm in that jumper.
Now, here's Whiteside. Lets it go from 14. Johnson can't get it to go. Not a lot of time left for the Trailblazers in this one.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Heat.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off. And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Hassan Whiteside. You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
And here are the Trailblazers, trailing here by 8. Grab, no good.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode, couldn't pull it back.
And Al Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Turner with the steal. And so it's Miami winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Goran, was defense the key to getting this victory tonight?
Yeah, we know if we want to win that game, we have to be solid in defense. You know, they're a fast-running team. They're gonna shoot three-point line, and we just have to be solid in defense. And we did that, and in the end, we won that game. So.
Yeah, you guys worked outside in, and you were able to get stops and get the win. Congrats, Goran. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan player of the game, Hassan Whiteside. Of course he had a double-double. Had guys on their heels the entire night trying to match up with him, but he's just too good.
When you talk about Whiteside, you're talking about a guy capable of putting up 20-20 every single night. We've seen him do that more than a few times, and he's going to keep doing it. His rebounding is fantastic. He's always around the ball, and his timing is outstanding. This guy has great shot-blocking instincts.
That was some of the most passionate rebounding work I've ever seen. Guys aren't supposed to be capable of getting that many rebounds in a single game. He was just an animal on the boards. It was something special to behold.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.